Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Widener from Massage Chair Relief, and thank you so much for joining us today on this customer interview with David Ross, one of our customers from the Southern California store. And David, welcome. It's good to have you here today. I appreciate you making time to be with me.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, it was interesting because you had responded to my request for an interview, and you said, "Yeah, in August, I'll have some time in August." And then not a week later, you had a problem with your chair. And you, by the way, you have the Daiwa Supreme Hybrid, which is a very good, popular chair for us. And I thought, oh boy, well, I don't want to do an interview until I know how well things turn out with the chair repair. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it a lot.
Oh, of course. And of course, there really wasn't anything wrong with it. It was just me thinking there was something wrong with it. So it was nothing. Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about your search for a massage chair. I know, based on our previous conversations, it's been kind of a long and winding road to get to the chair that you bought recently. But tell me a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, well, this is actually our second chair. Well, actually, our third chair, technically. I would say about 12 years ago, we got our first chair. And the way that we got it was I was at the local event, the Long Beach Grand Prix, and they have a convention center there with a bunch of exhibitors. And they had one with a massage chair, company or something. A bunch of human touch machines were there.
Yeah.
And my 10-year-old grandson wandered off. I couldn't find him. And I found him in one of the chairs, which was funny because the little guy, was in the chair. And he said, "You got to get in this, Papa, and try it." And my wife has been plagued with a lot of back problems pretty much ever since I've known her, in the 80s. And so I thought, maybe this is something that would benefit her. So I sat in the chair, really liked it, ended up going to a local store here, buying it. We got it delivered. And within 48 hours, she goes, "This is just not good for me. It hurts." So
Okay.
I started up, kind of searching around. I think it was it was your site that kind of popped up and started learning more about, chairs. And I called and spoke to you. I'm sure you don't remember, but we had really long conversation, and you told me more than I ever imagined about massage chairs. And I told you I was thinking about, getting an Inada, which you highly recommended. And at the time, I don't believe you had a store here in Southern California, because I'm sure you would have said, go over to the store and try it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't really want to not just exchange the chair if I could with the local retailer that I'd gotten mine from. So I did that, and we had it, and we loved it. We had it for 12 years, and it's kind of like everything else in a way. You kind of get so used to something that you're like, gee, I'm kind of ready for something new. And it was 12 years old, and I figured this thing probably has a couple of years life left in it. So
Yeah.
I had remember when I spoke to you, I kind of made the note, if I ever get another chair, I'm going to check these guys out. And I looked, and you had a local store, and that was just over the top great.
Oh,
So I went down to Cerritos, and Michael was there, and I kind of told him we're thinking of getting a new chair. It's kind of time, and he said, "Oh, that chair was great. One of the best chairs ever. When you bought it." And it was. He goes, "But they've changed a lot." And so that's kind of where it started.
yeah.
And so, we started, learning more about the new chairs for Michael then.
So when you started trying the chairs out, was it was it clear which one was the one you wanted, or did you have a few of them that you were kind of, I'm not sure, this is good, I like that about this one, and
Yeah, it's funny. I called Michael first before we went down there, just kind of make sure you're going to be open because it's about an hour, from where we live. And my wife, because I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it's for my spouse, not for me." Well, it's for both of us, but it really is kind of more for her because of her back pain. So
right.
he had said, "You really need to check out the Daiwa. I think that might be a good chair for you when you come down. There's others too, but." And so I was really focused on starting with that. So I put her in the chair, and 10 minutes later she goes, "This is the one." I said, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. There's 20 chairs in this room. It's like, why don't we take our time a little bit and do some comparison? We've got this great opportunity, with the world's best chairs, all around us. Let's check it out. So I put her in one that was much softer, and trying to remember the Medics, JP Medics, I believe,
Yeah,
was
JP Maddox Kumo.
Kumo, and she promptly fell asleep for about an hour and a half
At the store?
at the store. So she's like sleeping in the store, and so Michael's showing me all the chairs, and I'm doing all that, for us. And it for me, like I finally woke her so I could try that chair because there's got to be something to this chair, and it just, it's a wonderful chair, and it's just a little too soft for
Yeah.
me and doesn't offer that range that I was looking for, because the Anata, great chair. It was a great, great chair, but it just didn't have enough going on the vigorous side
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And so I wanted something that would accommodate whatever we both wanted, so a huge range. And it seemed like it came down to three chairs. It was the Daiwa, the Infinity Luminary,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the Rocco, can't remember the name, but it was right next to it. So it was
Yeah.
those three, and there was a human touch too, but it really kind of came down to those three.
Yeah.
And I kept, woke Sandy after I woke her. She tried them, and it was pretty clear, that was the chair we wanted.
Yeah.
Now we bought it.
Hmm.
We had it delivered, and I started having buyer's remorse because I remembered the leg massage on the Infinity and the calf rollers, and this chair didn't have it. So I went down there again. I mean, poor Michael was so patient. I have to give him total kudos, because he really did kind of go through it and earned it, whatever with me. But there was just something about the comfort level of this Daiwa, that the way it just kind of wraps around me anyway, and Sandy too. And then the massage it gives. Michael kept saying, all these bells and whistles are great, that come with the newer chairs, but it really does kind of boil down to, how do these rollers feel? What kind of massage are you getting from it?
Yeah.
And I just kind of kept coming back to, this is the chair
Yeah.
for us. And I also love the fact that it is really strong. It's a really strong chair.
Yes.
With tons of padding. And I would say 80% of the time, I'm using all the padding. My wife, 100% of the time, is using all the padding. And when I want something stronger, I can go in different levels, and I've gone all the way down to bare, no padding at all, when I've needed it. And it's been wonderful.
Huh. It's interesting that and I tell this to people. I tell people they need to sit in the chairs, because
Oh, yeah.
you can see an advertisement on social media or whatever, and it looks amazing. The pictures are beautiful. The people in the chair look like they're just in heaven. But those chairs, you don't know. For you and your body, you don't know. And like you say, you just felt like you could tell it. You were describing the fit and feel of that chair was, for you and your wife, was the best.
It really was. I mean, it came down to really two. It really boiled down to the Infinity and the Daiwa. I was kind of going back and forth, back and forth.
Incidentally, both are made in the same factory.
Yeah, I heard that. That. But they're definitely different chairs. Yeah, they're definitely different chairs. There's some things I liked better on one. And what Michael said was absolutely true. There's no perfect massage chair. And then to compound it, if you could find the perfect massage chair, it's probably not going to be the perfect massage chair for somebody else in your house. So you have to kind of compromise and find, what works best for everybody.
Yeah. The hardest customer is the one that loves every single chair in the showroom. And, we try to get people, if you don't like one, get out of it. Don't waste your time in it. But some people, they just love the whole massage experience. And it's hard for them, for that person to pick one, because they're all just such a revelation to them. as to what it feels like and to what's being done to them. Sometimes it takes a second visit to come back and think, you know what, yeah, I don't really like that about that chair, or I do like this. And sometimes people have to do that, but
Well,
it's
I'll tell
pretty
you, if you ever, want to open another store, I think you ought to open it in, Burbank area.
really.
Oh yeah, because I'd be there all the time. I would definitely be checking out all the chairs because they,
This,
you just said it's great. It really is. They are different enough
yeah,
that it would be wonderful to be able to top in there once in a while and check out something, the different.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they're always coming out with new stuff. It's like some of it's like even some of the technology, it's cool, but the therapeutic benefit isn't as great as maybe we would hope. But yeah, things are changing all the time. And before long, you're going to have chairs that have massage rollers that massage your thighs, the front of your thighs, your quads. But we haven't seen anything like that yet. Just
Let
AI
me know when it
renditions
comes
of it.
in. Let me know when it arrives.
We'll let you know.
That would be great.
Now, you had a service and support experience.
Yep.
Uh, and so I would ask, what are the features that you like the most about the chair? And if there was anything you could change about the chair, what would it be?
Okay. Um, what do I love most about the chair? I kind of alluded to it. Just the feel. Well, the feel of the rollers is really great, and also the airbags, especially up in the in the lumbar side area. The
Yeah,
way it just kind of feels really supportive, comforting.
yeah,
Is great. I love the diversity of the programs. I've always, like a lot of people online anyway, talk about, manual settings, and they're great. If you really want to pinpoint something and work on
yeah,
it, this chair is great for that. I'll strip off all the pads and just focus on my neck or focus on whatever, and it's great for that. But most of the time, I like the automatic programs, and I'm looking for diversity in that, because what they do that you can't do, at least in this chair, is have multiple different types of massage roller action happening simultaneously. So in an automatic program, you might have shiatsu going at the top and tapping going on the bottom half. You just not going to get that, with the manual mode. So I love the programs. I like the diversity of it.
yeah.
Um, I think there's 12 programs on this, and I would say there are 10 go-to for me now.
Wow.
Yeah, there's two that they're just not, whatever. But the others, I really, really like them. And so that's what I like the best. Um, what bugs me a little bit is it's kind of a noisy machine. And that's
Okay.
what the service call was all about, is I thought there must be something wrong because when I do this and that, dial this up or whatever, or this makes a lot of noise, it seems like excessive. And so that's just my chair, So I don't know that every single chair, as you mentioned, is, they're all different. When they're manufactured, one might have a little bit more noise than the next exact same model. So it's the unique characteristic of my chair, and I'm fine with it. It's like turn on the TV or something and forget about it. But the service was great. The installation was great. Different people came and set it up. And we actually found a neighbor across the street that wanted our old chair. And they were phenomenal. They came, they broke down the old chair, wheeled it across the street to the neighbors,
Good.
set it up, showed them how to use it. I mean, all, gratis. It was just, it
Yeah,
was amazing.
yeah.
And then did a great job setting up ours. And then the guy that came out that did our service was, I believe, from Daiwa.
Yeah.
Really knowledgeable guy. And he did a little tweaking on the chair. He goes, there's a couple of things I could do here that'll, be good. And he did those and he goes, but you're good. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the candor. I will just say to those who are watching or listening to this, uh, chairs have different types of body material. Some of them are all synthetic leather or leather. Very seldom do we see real leather, but synthetic or real leather. And others have like a fiberglass plastic shell. And sometimes when the airbags inflate, I don't know if this is your case or not, David, but particularly in the shoulders, when the shoulders airbags inflate, your body's not going to compress. There'll be some give, but it'll be against the armrest. And sometimes when the airbags inflate and they're compressing your shoulders, they're actually pushing out against the massage chair the shoulder airbag housing, thus the massage chair armrest is getting pushed out, and that is what often will create like a creaking sound. And was that the sound that you had, the creaking sound?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Coming more from where there's a tablet, and at the base of the tablet there's some plastic in there, and I kind of felt like that's where it was coming from.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not uncommon. Sometimes an airbag is folded over or it's not working right, and it can maybe make it sound more on one side than another. But that's not uncommon with the fiberglass plastic bodies. And of course, that's another reason. And of course, I guess it didn't matter for you, but sometimes coming in to try a chair out in the showroom, you'll know, oh, this chair is too loud for me, or this chair is too quiet. Or no, I've never heard of anybody saying it's too quiet. Never.
Mhm.
But it's too loud or too creaky or whatever. But yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. That's something that people might need to think about when they're buying a chair that
Yeah.
they're not even thinking about in a store.
Yeah. But I mean, given the opportunity to exchange the chair, not a chance.
Yeah.
No. What we both talked about it, and it was like, absolutely. One thing I don't think I mentioned, um, was my wife. It really does kind of come down to her, as far as picking the chair that she thinks is going to help her the most. And this chair does that. It does it better than our prior chair. And of course, we haven't had the others long term in our home, but she goes, I get in this chair, and when I get up, I am not in pain for a while.
Wow.
And that's saying something, because I mean, her history of pain is pretty long list.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
That's impressive.
meant for
So
the chair.
it did help her back pain. So that is
Helps her every
fantastic.
day. Helps her every day. Absolutely.
Well, we know how much these chairs mean to people when the chair is broken. And for those that depend on it for pain relief or helping them sleep or stress, we hear about it. Like they'll say, how long is it going to take to get my chair? And if we have to order a part or whatever, some people get like it's almost like a panic. Like I need the chair. Like I need it. It's part of my health, and it's that significant. And so yeah, it's a big deal for people to use that chair, especially if they like your wife someone has back pain and they're finally getting relief, and now I can't use a chair for a month.
Oh,
That
yeah,
could be
that would not be good.
that would not be
That would
good.
not be good. Yeah, her favorite program, by the way, is the stretch.
Oh,
Yeah, that one, it does a stretch. Like, I don't know if there's others that are comparable, in the degree of stretch,
yeah.
but this one exceeds anything I've experienced in any other chair. And she loves it. She goes to that first. So, try some other programs too, but that's her first one, when she hops in the chair.
Yeah, that's the program I like too, the Hyperflex it's called. And
Yeah.
it gives you probably the best stretch of a non-S-track chair. Usually the best stretches came from the chairs that didn't have the L track that went underneath the butt, because the L could not flatten out. So you're always in a seated position. You never got a really good stretch. But with an S track and now these split tracks, is what you have, that chair can completely recline, and the V of the SL track is now flat. So it really
Actually,
does
more.
allow.
It actually
Yeah,
goes more than that.
yes. And
Yeah, it's great.
that chair has among the best stretches of any of the chairs we carry. There's a couple other ones that are comparable, but that is something that makes that chair extremely unique.
Yeah, I think that's actually what's helping, that's serving her well, is that stretch feature, that it goes so far,
Good.
and just holds it. And she goes, I wonder if I can hold it. I said, sure, hit pause, and you can just,
Yeah,
as long as you
good
want.
idea.
Yeah.
I may not have thought of that. I may have thought, okay, what can we do? What can we change? But all you did was press pause. That's brilliant.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it
Yeah,
works.
good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Now, you've had three chairs now, and you've had a lot of experience with massage chairs and the buying experience. Tell me what you would recommend. What advice would you give to someone who's watching this video, who's in the process of buying or looking? What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, I know this is going to sound biased, but I would just go to your website and your YouTube channel and watch a ton of video,
Yeah,
because it's so educational. And I just, I've seen others, and there's other good, places around the country, I'm sure, to buy massage chairs. And I've seen some of their videos, and, they're good, but nothing really covers as much as yours.
yeah,
And so I would say, kind of do the research there. But ultimately, you got to get in the chair. And if you can't get in the chair, then I really rely on, these videos and really do deep dive and call you guys and
Yeah.
talk to you. But yeah, if, I would recommend your store over any other kind of buying, especially the big box stuff. Um, it's just, you have such a wide range of options and your prices. I'm sure you could, work stuff out that way. When someone
Yeah.
was saying, hey, but I can go to my local whatever and get it there for this. They just won't be able to get the level of expertise that you provide, the ongoing support that you provide.
No.
There's just, you guys are one of a kind out there, I think.
Well,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
I
I mean,
stumbled on you.
that means a lot to me. And, we haven't mentioned it by name, but we have our lifetime labor warranty, which will, and you haven't had to tap into that yet because you've been under factory warranty. But after that first year of ownership, you haven't had the chair a year yet, have you? No.
Oh, I've only had it like since I want to say May, June. Yeah,
Okay.
right in there around Memorial Day, somewhere I believe we had it delivered. And
Well, after,
we are now at Labor Day. So yeah,
so it's maybe not even a half a year, but the year goes by fast when things are working well. But when you have a problem with the chair and you're out of the labor portion, we will take care of that. So often the same techs that came before will be the ones who will come to you to fix your chair when you're out of the factory labor warranty. But yeah, that's a big part of us. Very big deal.
and you had extended parts too.
Yeah, we do that on certain models and for certain customers, we offer the doubling of the parts warranty too, but up to 3 years. But yeah, that's not as common as our lifetime labor warranty because we can't the cost of parts is quite expensive and we can't do it on
Yeah,
low price chairs. It's very difficult. Um, you know, Listening to you has been great. It's nice to talk to a seasoned massage chair shopper. You've been through a few chairs. You know what you like, what you don't like, and you found a chair that is fitting the bill for both of you. And I couldn't be happier that it's helping your wife out. That's just magnificent. The back pain's a miserable thing to live with. Miserable. I'm a chiropractor. I know misery when I see it. Customer impatience, or I did when I was a practicing chiropractor. But is there anything else off the top of your head that you might want to add to this before we close?
um, no, just again, a special thanks to Michael. He was fantastic, and the whole experience, it was really pleasant, and I just highly recommend your stores. They're fantastic, and I love the chair. I hope it lasts us a really long time. I think it will.
This one should, yeah, it should. But if you have problems with it, of course, you know to call us.
Yep.
But thank you, David. It's awesome to visit with you. I don't get to meet a lot of our customers, right? But I did get to meet you, and in particular, if there's a problem with a chair and we're not, and maybe the company's not responding, I often will get involved. But I'm glad that we got a chance to meet, and thank you for making yourself available for this.
Well, thank you for everything. Appreciate it.
Well, you bet. And I don't know when this video will be posted. We have a company now that kind of edits it and gets it ready for posting on YouTube. But keep an eye out for it, and you'll see it on YouTube.
It's good. All right.
Thank you, and
Thank
everybody
you.
that's watching, thank you for joining us. David, thanks again. Good to visit with you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We'll see you.